Good evening. Today I'm going to have a special guest, longtime friend, super cool driver, crazy one. He's a special character. My next guest is this way, Alex CARELLA. Have a look at this little introduction of my good friend who is basically locked up in his home in Italy.
So we're underway and explode away from the dock and the pole setter, Alex CARELLA. Green flag's back up, and here they come, and Alex CARELLA trying to make good his escape. And the drive of the day must go to Alex CARELLA towards the timekeepers in the checkered flag, and he wins for the 14th time in his career.
Good evening, Piacenza. Good evening, Alex CARELLA.
Ciao, Fodi.
Ciao.
Hey.
I was making a countdown for you. I was saying 1 minute, and you started to smile.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that minute.
You're waiting for that minute.
Yes.
Alex, thank you very much. I know basically when it comes down to interview and so on, you're a man of few words. You show and you prove with your race results. We have seen that over and over again. But luckily and thankfully, I can call you my friend, so you cannot say no.
Yeah, sure. It's many times, man. Almost 15 years we know each other. We race each other. I mean, long way between each other. I mean.
Last one was in Malaysia. Can you remember how beautiful the girls was?
Yes.
Incredible.
Yes, I remember.
You remember.
It was one of the best race for sure. Long time ago, but still remember.
Okay.
In Malaysia.
I'm quite happy since you say it's one of the best races, because can you remember how it was with you and me?
Yeah, the last time you beat me, but I broke the power steering.
Frega on God. So we have all excuses. Alex, we had so much fun coming through the Formula 2, and we follow each other for, like you said, 15 years now. Yeah. And tonight you said yes to be my guest. I was quite surprised, actually, because normally you're not the character who do this, but I challenge you. And I also want to tell the story to how it started, what was the first boat, and, talk about racing. We missed this one.
Yeah, sure. I started racing really long time ago. I started practicing in 1998, and I started racing when I was at 14 in 99, and I started with T400 with the small class.
Yeah.
And, yes, I was doing at least 2 classes per year, so I was 2 kind of different class, T400, T400S. And for a couple of years, and then I start with the F1000 that I make 3-4 years, and I was making European Championship, World Championship. I mean, I was more busy in that time than now for sure, because we was making like more than 20 races per year with different class. And after Formula 2, in between with Formula 1000, so. Long time was the best years of my life. I think that really created me, and I didn't even know that one day I was coming to drive Formula 1. I was doing just for enjoy my life after a result was coming, and was nice. But I always, drive for myself, with my family. We was all doing ourselves. I mean, I never had a big team before coming in Formula 1. I mean, also when I was racing with you, I mean, I was passing my night with my mechanic Mario doing engine like until 3-4 in the morning, and after go racing at 6, take the truck and go racing, and what happened. And it was really good time. I think the start of every sport is the best moment, and that create yourself, I think.
For sure. So who was the first guy who introduced you to powerboat racing?
For sure was my grandfather that we had so all the time boat at the sea. We was going at the sea with his boat on the river, and one day let's try to race, and I was going on. So I make a little school like 1 week for see how it was going in Chignolo Po in Italy.
Yeah.
And after that week, I buy one boat. I go test for the first time in Piacenza, and the first lap I ballerol. So it's wow.
Come normale.
I was 13. I was in the middle of the Po River upside down. So I say maybe it's not my my sport. But after I was going testing, and my grandfather really put everything, and we was on the water. Okay, I was doing school, but all the weekend, I passed all the weekend from 14 to 23, 24 years. All the weekend, I was doing like 1 million of lap per day. I mean, was my life. I mean, not much party, not much life. Was just racing for arrive when at least I arrived now. I mean,
Yeah. Can you imagine? And have you ever thought about why we got so hung up into these sports? Because it's like an addiction, you know. We think about racing, we speak about racing, we work about racing. Now it's been probably a difficult time. We'll come back to that later. But I mean, in these young days, when you was so engaged, what do you think was the reason why you got so into it? Was it because you felt success and that you feel that you do something good in the young days, or?
no, it just was a passion that, okay, like I say, my grandfather put me in every kind of motor. I mean, like at 4 years old, he buy me my first go-kart, after motocross, whatever. I mean, I was racing in my house with everything, Saturday. Yeah. Then when I test one boat for the first time was a completely different story. I mean, I was 50 control and 50 of I don't know. I still don't know what. Every lap is different. I mean, is a mix of things that you can't explain even until you test it. I mean, you have this control that is not control on it. I mean, and is unbelievable, I think.
Fantastic, fantastic. But it's ups and downs. And tonight we're going to speak about the ups and the downs, because to arrive as a multi-time Formula One world champion, there has been a lot of success, a lot of ups and downs. You have a history of probably the most winning in after Senor Capellini, but for the last 6-7 years you have really been dominating, and not so much the last year. But I have a little video, Alex, which I want to go back to, because in Sharjah I was with you.
Okay.
You were racing against your teammate Jay Price in the Qatar team.
Yes.
And let's see how that went after a couple of laps. Have a look at this video, folks. And if you have a question for Alex Carella, he promised me today he will answer to anyone. Controversy questions, girls questions, everything. So pop them out here. We will see. But first, have a look at this little video.
Team Abu Dhabi, who had this pole, leads, but who's in second place? Side by side, the two Qatar Team drivers of Jay Price and Alex Carella. Carella nosing up ahead as they go through turn number 2. Jay Price on the outside, Carella on the inside as they head for the pin now. Jay Price now trying to pinch his way into turn number 3. The two touch, and oh my, they've gone over. Oh no, what a spectacular accident. The crash happening down at turn number 3. Jay Price, Alex Carella, as they both got together. Price on the inside, and he and Carella got over. Let's watch it on the replay. Jay on the left touches the buoy, hits his teammate. They both barrel roll to a complete stop. Lucky nobody from behind were able to tag him as we watch it for the third time. And there you see it, Jay Price and Alex Carella, the two teammates fighting for the World Championship. They're both out of the race, and with that news, good news is both drivers are okay, but the big news is Alex Carella will now officially win this World Championship with 84 points. Nobody else can catch him on the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was big crash. I remember that. I mean,
Me too. I remember also it was a big emotion.
yeah, it was. I never, at least I never been in one team with one driver that was, I mean, less than me. I mean, I all had big driver. I mean, close to me, Sami first, after Jay, Sean. I mean, was never easy for me under the tent in Formula One. I mean, you have to create your space, and your teammate for sure is the first one you have to beat. I mean, that race we was only me and Jay, and we know that only me on the Audi was world champion, so we get at the limit. And me, I was short. I remember I put a short propeller that race because I want to make a good start, because I was starting behind him and just get away. I didn't, and let's see. We all know Jay was an aggressive driver. This time I have to be aggressive, me too, and the spot was only for one boat, and let's say we get together. I mean, everybody want to win. I mean, and when you want to win, there is moment that you don't have to think. I mean, you just go for it, and that's it. And what happened.
Did you and Jay ever agree to whose fault it was?
No, me and Jay, I mean, we always say we're still friends with Jay. We don't even have a fight about that crash. We know that could happen. I mean, in the team was not a good air after we didn't even enjoy the world championship because we won the world title, Jay second, the world championship team, everything, but was not party that night. I mean, maybe one of the two was fired, and I won, but was difficult. I mean, I was sorry for Jay that after I had to left the team, and but you know, I mean, in this moment you don't think, you just think that maybe in the night you can be world champion, and for sure the first world championship in Formula One. So,
but you remember what you said to me, Alex?
I don't remember.
I can tell you, because it makes you a very humble and good person. Because I was there together with your mother when you came out of the boat, and I even followed you to the medic tent. And you were so upset. You even cried, and you said, Frody, it was not the way I wanted to win. I know I win, but I want to beat. You were so upset with yourself with the accident. You wanted to win on the water. And anyway, you win is a win. But
I'm upset because first they told me that I couldn't go on the podium for my neck, so I say no. I say, okay, it's the first time I win one world title in Formula One. I go even without legs on the podium. So
I remember.
No way. So I was really upset for this, but after, okay, I calm down, and racing is racing. I mean, nothing else to say.
We have a question from UK. Paul Furman. Let's see what he has for a question. Hi, Alex. When I met you and interviewed you in Sharjah 2012 at the F1 race, I noticed that you were wearing and had one different color race shoe. Do you still race with this unusual luck tradition?
No, because I lost my lucky shoes in one crash.
You lose it?
Yes. I didn't find no more, so in 2013 and 2014 I have to stop, and now I'm racing with normal shoes. No more, yes. I have no more. I'm really sorry for the shoes, because was an arm for me. I mean, I was so comfortable with the trim. I never felt back this feeling, and yeah, we'll find one day another.
I noticed that also, what's his name? Massimo Ruggiero had the same thing.
Yeah, it's Massimo that one day, because when I started with Massimo with Formula 2. I was okay, you know, I was one of the first racing the World Championship with the Formula 2 Baba.
Yeah.
And Massimo and Claudio Bora, I mean, we work a lot together for make this boat faster, and we had good result also with the Baba, and and Massimo, and I had all the time problem with the trim at 24 volts, so he told me, okay, put one shoes that you use all day, so is shoes that you are comfortable with it, and you will see that will be okay, and was like this, and I used for many years, yes, maybe like 10 years. And the smell was crazy. I remember of that shoes.
The smell was crazy. Pelle Pettersson, he sends his regards in. He traveled with us many, many years also. A guy you know has come up with a question. Roberto Multinero. He says that, hi, Alex. You had always raced in the top teams. First question, which was the best team? Second question is, when you now can compose your dream team, who will be in your team from mechanics to team manager and which boat? For me, you are still one of the best drivers.
Nice answer. Nice question.
Nice question. What was the best team?
I had many best team. I think Qatar was amazing. Abu Dhabi was the dream for sure. I mean, when I get in Abu Dhabi was for sure the dream, and I work with many good people, many good mechanics. So I was still lucky that many big team engaged me, and in one part was easy sometimes for me. And I can say that one team was best of the other, but okay, they work at Abu Dhabi, and okay, I stay with DAC from 2011, 2017, so I passed 7 years with the DAC guys and Guido, so I can still say that in the water and for the job they do they are still the best. I mean, the way I work.
Winning.
Nobody to say, so for sure this was a big team. After I can say with Qatar I won, with Sami I won. That was not a big team like them, but if you have the good people, the good status of mind, and you can create your good stuff, I think you can beat also the big team. I mean, it's not just big team that win. I mean, also this year I won. Last year I won in China, and I shipped one boat without engine and 2 propeller. I got there and I won the race. I mean, so
I have a little video of that, which we are going to.
I have sense of it. And about the other question, I think sometime to when I can, maybe if one day I will have the occasion to can manage one team, maybe still racing and manage it. I would love it for sure, but for the moment it's still not time. I think I still want to focus only on racing, and I want still to try win something more.
Let's see here. We are Marta Rossi says bravo Alex. Vincenz says hello Alex, which is not a question, it's a comment. Very good. Thank you very much for the feedback. And now comes the difficult one.
Yes.
Now comes the difficult one.
Okay.
You pass as a world champion with Team Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
And you decide to leave the team. You stop with them. For me, that makes absolutely no sense at all.
Yes.
Agree?
That's bad one. What to say? I mean, was all perfect. I can say nothing. I mean about that. I had all I wanted. I had, but in those years, many things happened in my life, and in the end of 2016, when we was racing in Abu Dhabi race, I lost my father, and from that moment, many things changed in my mind. I mean, I was really a person that I missed a lot, and after was difficult restart. I stay one more year with the guys because my dream was win with Abu Dhabi. I had the best on my seat, and I couldn't leave one team without win a championship.
No.
And after I won the title, I decided that because of all these things, I decided that I need something more, because stay in Abu Dhabi, I remember my father, and all the time I traveled back in Italy and come back in Abu Dhabi for his malady. I mean, sometimes was too much for me. I mean, and so I decided to, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it was I don't know. I mean, sometimes you make things that you don't know in that moment. But for me, it was the right moment to some extra to have show more. I wanted to show more. I don't know why. I want to change and show more, and also for him and. Was a difficult for sure was not easy leave people that stay with me for 7 years, so but okay, I did it and basta.
Basta. Well, we understand it's a personal situation, and we have this. Even world champions have big troubles in life on the personal level, losing family members, and there is many things which the normal fans don't see because you can probably agree with me, Alex, from an outside perspective, and
It's easier from outside.
exactly,
Inside. That's
exactly.
you.
But
I mean,
okay.
the day my dad is dead, I mean, I raced in Abu Dhabi. I didn't come back. I finished the race in
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi, and so he's racing. I mean, a football player changes the t-shirt 15 times in one career. They come back, they go, they come back. I mean, he's racing. You go where you think is good to go.
And where you did go was to this team. I will pull up a little video which I found on the internet from the Victory team.
Replaced the boat and he had to start in the back of the field.
Looks like a good one as he throws the boat down into the far side of the circuit now. Again, now not short shoot. Now all he's got to do is keep control of the boat as he comes down towards the start-finish line. As we see Alhamdi there.
And here comes your defending champion, a four-time world champion. A sub-42 second, be the first one ever to do so. Ahmed Alhamli is a pole driving specialist.
A straight line, don't even turn the boat, isn't going to get a better lap.
All right, here it comes. Finishes off the lap.
Because the truth of the story is that you did not go to a exactly bad team. You went to what many thinks is the biggest and best powerboat racing factory in the world. You was signing up for Victory team, and Scott Gilman became your team manager. Tell us a little bit about that process.
Yes, after Abu Dhabi, yes, I speak with Scott, and we decide to give me the chance to go in this new project with the Victor team. That was not only a project of racing, but was also a project to build the boat and racing with our own boat, and that was the bad part of the story because we built a lot of boats, but at the end a bit because there was not many race for test. Because in the water alone, I was really fast with that boat. Nothing to say. I mean, I was even faster with the DSC boat. But when I was going racing, was the hell for me. I couldn't control this boat, and so not much race, not many race, not many tests, and after the team start to take different. I mean, was not a easy conversation. I don't know if it's good the word. And I have one. I'm a driver and a Formula One driver for sure. But I love to be 100% in the story of the boat, of the engine, and of the propeller and everything. And with Scott was okay. I have free paper and I could do anything. With other people of the team, I couldn't do that. For them, I was just a driver and just to shoot my mount and go and racing with what they decide for me. And for me was not okay. No. Because I want to participate on the engine. I wanted to test more. I want to prove that I could win also with that boat, but they didn't give me the time, and after things go really wrong, Scott left the team, Ahmed left the team, my mechanics left the team, so I was in one situation that I speak with Scott, I say, okay, what do they do? I was ready to stop racing. I speak clearly with Scott and say, let's restart next year and stop for this half of the year, because like this I cannot more go on, because it was like 20 months that I was not finished one race. I make more crash in that year and a half than in all my career, and I was not more comfortable in that boat, and many issues with the engine, and I could decide nothing. So for me it was frustrating, and we could be different, but it could be different, but was not, and okay. And when everybody left, I decided to take the path of Scott and stay with him, racing or not racing, to stop with them. And after, okay, he decided, he told me you can stop racing, and so he gave me everything he can for make a package in 1 month to ship to China and racing again. And thanks to him, I finished the season last year.
But you had some success in that victory team, because you came to my race in Norway.
Yes, I came with the Formula 2. Yes, I won the match race and the speed record. And after, I don't know what they do, and the race nothing was working, so I didn't even start for the race. And from there start a bit the discussion with them. I mean, I think was great opportunity, okay, because Victor in Class 1, X-Cat was nothing to say. I mean, they are the best in the history. I mean, nobody can say nothing about this, but Formula 1 is different, and the mentality also of the mechanic and the team and all the rest is completely different than between Formula 1 and Class 1. And I mean, especially for me, that I'm a driver that coming himself from nothing, and I learn about everything in the boat. I mean, I can manage my boat myself. So for me, it was frustrating not working on the boat. Just they sit all day and waiting for the practice. And let's say after everything crack up and
va bene, basta, finito.
Yes.
We have a regular guest from Germany. His name is Sven Krekels. He has the question for all of you guys, because the Formula 1 community is quite big when it comes to Italians. And his question to every driver, he asked the same question to Marit, to Sean, to even to Timmy Siebel and to Sami Seljo. He said, pineapple on the pizza, yes or no? Ananas, yes or no?
No way.
No way.
No way.
Thomas,
I can't even look at pizza with pineapple. I mean,
for an Italian, it's not possible.
Not possible. No. Sami like it, I think, but not me. I mean,
we have a few world champions on, junior racers. Andre Solvang, he says hello to us, and Thomas Mantrip from UK, he says, what is your favorite team in F1 H2O now, Alex? You gotta say Gilman Racing, you're obliged to.
Sure. I mean, for sure is our team with Scott. I mean, now we focus on it. We have many things coming up for the future. We will start working, I think, at the end of next week when the container is coming. So now I'm focused for that, and let's go this way. I mean, I have a good package. We have to find just to close the team and put one new guy in the team for the engine. But I think everything will be fine with them. We are really close. We live in the same city. We have a really good workshop close to the river. I think we can make great things. Alex,
you are living in the, how can I say, the pandemic hotspot in Italy. Tell us a little bit about the situation in Italy. I'm sure a lot of people are hearing, reading, and so on the situation you have. Tell us from your side, what are you doing these days? Are you able to go out? How is the?
No, tomorrow they will start to open and we can move a little bit more, but it's 2 months we are completely locked down at home. All is closed, only the supermarket is open. You can't go supermarket and pharmacy, and only the people have a work that they have really to work. They can go work. If not, it's 2 months. Me, I'm completely locked down home and. Police everywhere. I mean, big fine if you go out, even for work. You can go walk like maximum 1 kilometer to your house alone. Was really bad. Many dead. In my city, that is not a big city, is around 1,000 dead in 1 month and a half. Is really bad what happened here. I mean.
How does it affect your family, your mother and aunt and so on?
My family is okay. Me, I coming back from Casale, coming back here in Piacenza because we have a big house, so I can training, I can do motocross, and but for people that have live in an apartment, stay, I think was 2 long months. I mean, it was something crazy, really. I never, we looked this in the movie, but it was like ready to be in one movie in these 2 months. It's completely crazy. Ambulance all day on the street, police, the army was crazy. Now it's coming a little down, but still for 1 month they say many things is closed, bar, restaurant will be still closed, and was not for Italy was a big crash for everything, for the economy, for everything. Was not nice. It's not nice in the morning read the newspaper and see what's going on, for sure.
We have some more questions from our followers, and the next one is from Grande Alex Cremona. He says, what was your favorite race in your racing life and why? What was the number one race?
Number one race?
If you think about one.
Liuzhou, China.
Last year?
No, in Liuzhou. No, I won like 3-4 times in a row. I mean, I really like the course, and it's my favorite race for sure. What? It's the one you show in the first video.
Ah, yes?
Yes, speed is a speed race, tricky race. I really like this place, and I won many races there, and I really like it.
What was the top speed?
And top qualify, well, I don't know, I don't remember, but around 2:15, 2:16. I mean, in the top 6, yes. But also in the race, you put big propeller because it's a really fast race, and I like it.
Alex, he is now the radio man for Sean Tarrante.
Yes, I know.
Your best friend.
He's a driver.
Actually, we had a discussion because Sean was my second or third guest, and we were talking about how to promote powerboat racing better, you know. And we talked about the fact that maybe it's an idea to show more of the inside of the sport, because he said it's clear Alex Carella and myself, we are not friends. We are racers, you know. What do you think about this?
About Sean?
Please, but
I mean, me and Sean, we are just two different kind of character that for sure we are not friends outside the water, but in the same time from my side and also from his side, we always respect each other in the water. We didn't make a crash together, or he never do make nothing crazy to me, and me, I don't remember to make him something crazy during the race. Outside of the water, we are really two completely different characters. And especially when you are with driver that can win the race and you are not really friendly, okay, it's difficult. I mean,
I don't think you become a 5-time world champion if you're friends with everyone.
No, that's for sure. I mean,
and he is such a qualified driver as well. So, like you said, competition always in the team.
Yeah, sure, for sure. I mean, everybody have his way. I mean, in the paddock, in the water. I mean, he think that his way is better. I mean, we have different character. That's it. I mean, me, I have my way that I'm a close people, and he's completely different of me, but doesn't mind. I mean,
your Formula One career started with Sami Seljo in the Mad Croc Formula One team. He was racing with the Baba.
yes.
Few years ago, you and Sami had a reasonable hefty race in France. He ended up upside down.
Yes, I remember, and
We heard a lot about his story about that accident.
me, I was coming from behind. I remember this, and when I say sorry to Sami because I always respect Sami, and I still respect Sami because he's one of the best driver, especially for what all he did, because he always did all himself, and he arrived to beat all the best teams. So for me, I learned a lot the first year with Sami. What happened in Porto, I remember I was going to pass him, and when I got close to him, I didn't see that he was so slowly because he have a problem. I can say I did a mistake, but I was too fast for come back and resolve the story. I mean, when I arrived close to him, he was like 50 kilometers slower than me, and happened what happened. But was not. I didn't do for. I explained Sam. I mean, I didn't do for. I mean, it's happened, but I don't know what to say. I was sorry because it was Sami for sure.
That is part of the racing life. Paolo, let's see. I'm now putting down some news here. Let's see. Some questions. I think I had one from Paolo Longhi. I gave him a good shower a couple of years ago. We were racing in Brodenbach. He keeps sending me bottles of shampoo. But anyway, he says, since you arrived in Casale, you have a much more relaxed expression.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. I go live in Casale at least 1 year ago after the race in Portimao in May because my life was coming for starting about racing in Victory, and so I had to change completely all my life. I left all I have here in Piacenza. I just take a couple of bags. I rent an apartment, and and they say let's stay here, and I get close to Scott, and I restart completely a new life because like this was like impossible living. I mean, racing is for me is everything, and I make crazy life of my family. I make crazy life of my ex-girlfriend because I couldn't live racing in this kind of style. So I say I have to make a radical stop of this and change something new. So I change city completely one day from another, and I find my place, a quiet place. I have my workshop. I can stay all the time with the boat, thinking about what we can do. So it's completely changed my life since I'm there, and I feel really better.
Alex Furman, Paul Furman, sorry, he is saying, Alex, of the current F1 boat drivers, who do you think are your major rivals? Did you have a powerboat hero from the past? So basically, who is your rival? Who is your number one rival? And who was your powerboat racing hero?
Let's say rival now. There are a lot because, like everybody can say, now past the Q2 is coming difficult now, even for the top driver. I mean, we are at least 8-9 drivers that in the same timing. I mean, it's coming really hot. I mean, Jonas, Sean, Sami, Marit. I mean, we are all on the same level. I mean, Q2 is like more difficult than the whole race, I think, now for getting the shot out. I mean, everybody we are rivals. I mean, it's really cool competition now, right now.
And how is it to race against Marit? We are Norwegians, so we, she is our sort of hero in the mix,
She's strong. She's really strong. She's a warrior. I mean, she's the warrior one, I think.
But you're good friends.
And she's a really good driver. I mean, nothing to say about Mar. She have a really good team, a close team with Andrea and the Australian guy. I don't remember the name. They are a close team and always with the smile and it's a nice style of racing. It's also for that she's having a great result, I think.
On the physical level, are you on the same level as her?
No way.
Or is she stronger?
No, she can kill me with one finger, I think. No way. No, okay, in the race, yes, I can go for free race, but normal life, yeah, for sure.
She is doing a good job. So, and his second question was, did you have a powerboat hero?
But I think the year that everybody was, I mean, they make 15 years that was only Guido and Scott Gilman. I mean, who other? I mean, they was fighting like hell. Don't make me strange question now, please.
It's always allowed to have.
They was the too big of all the history of powerboating. Since they left, is different. I mean, maybe there was less competitors than now, close to them. I don't know, but was only that two.
You have raced for now, and you're racing for one, and you have raced for the other one. I mean, probably the two most winning drivers in the history. Tell us a little bit about your feeling when you arrive to a situation and Guido Capellini is your team manager. One thing is to go into Qatar Team. You don't have such a talent. Did you feel extra pressure?
Yeah, for sure you feel extra pressure. I mean, it's not, I think, for everybody. I mean, you know who you have in front. I mean, that when they are speaking because they know, because they live on their skill of the racing and they pass all their life racing. So, I mean, Scott and Will, I mean, when there is always something to learn. I mean, nothing to, even if racing is a bit changed or the boat is changed and everything. I mean, you have always to listen to people make the story before you is coming. I mean.
For sure. Thomas Mantrip, young driver from UK. He is popping his second question. He says, you ever had or would in the future drive with outboard class? You are in the ultimate class, but for fun, would you consider it? Thomas is racing OSY 400, for example. So he wants to know if you would test drive any other class.
No, I think I would finish my career in Formula One, that's sure. I mean,
no offshore, for example?
No?
You will not try offshore, for example, also?
I race SCAT, I taxi SCAT in the past with Abu Dhabi, but it's not my style. I mean, I don't like it. I prefer the power of Formula One, and I prefer to do something, no racing, but inside the Formula One. I mean, that's real racing, I think.
Where do you see yourself when you are not racing Formula One again? Will you leave the sport completely, or will you continue to be involved in the sport?
For sure, my goal is to stay in the sport and maybe try to stay in one team. And I don't know. We have to see when the moment is coming and how I will be. But for sure, if I can stay and manage one team or be close to manage one team, one driver, and follow one driver, for sure, I really would like it. I mean, quit will be really difficult. I never think, I think to quit sometime, but when moment was hard, but after when you think that you have to stop completely and not go in the water again, Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I have made some videos which I want to show Alex. Let's have a look at a big moment from China.
All my team deserve this. They work 1 month like crazy, straight there they working like crazy with what we have, and so it's unbelievable. Just a special day for me.
Emanuela was crying. The team was going absolutely crazy.
Yeah, because was really hard. Many people don't think it's true all this, but really in 1 month we create one team, and I test what they bought. Alex Cremona, no, I mean I test the boat one day in San Nazzaro with the one engine was not working, and we shipped the boat with the engine was arriving from US with Alex Edin.
Yeah.
And the propeller was coming in China with from the world, so I have nothing. I mean, we arrived there, we just put one engine, and we have 3 shows of propeller, 1 for the race and 2 for the qualifier, 1 new team, and but we was smiling. Was the important? We was really smiling, and I was comfortable, and let's say let's go and do it. And the first day I was big windy, big rough, so I say maybe even if I don't have the best, I can manage myself to do it, and was a big answer to the people that put me shit in all these months. I was with the victory team that people speaking that was better. I had to quit and whatever. So in one day I showed that. I was ready to coming back, and we did. It was really everybody of them that was there that day. They put the earth, and was for sure the best. Was like win the world title. That was for me was unbelievable.
And to share that podium together with Jonas Andersson and together with Marit.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, Jonas and Marit, they are my biggest friend in Formula One. So. I mean, Jonas is, I think, one of, if not the best driver in this circus for sure. I mean, I respect him for all the work he do, and he's crazy good with the engine, with the boat. He's really good guy in everything. I mean,
he's crazy.
Yeah, completely. But in the water, and when you have to make the job, he make the job. I mean,
there is absolutely no questions. Jonas is on here. We have some more questions. Alex, this question is from Paul Shepard from South Africa. Okay. He says, when you coming to South Africa to race against me and Eric?
Yeah, you invite me, I coming. No worry.
as long as it's Formula One, you will race it.
Yeah, no problem.
Powerboat Racing World is our program sponsor, and he is also providing some questions. Let's see. Italian racers and team have a wonderful history in offshore racing. Okay, John is an offshore lover. Has racing in the sea ever appealed to you? You basically answered to that some moments ago. That you have tested the X-Cat and that it was not your... No,
I test this cat also with Matteo Nicolini, a couple of Arab drivers. After I raced the Abu Dhabi Cup, that was a cup with Class 1 and X-Cat together, and I won it with Khaled Al-Mansouri, and we beat Victory Team. So, I mean, it was nice, but it's not my kind of racing.
His second question, who has popped in here, has already been answered. It's regards to the swap of the team. Obviously, that was the big question today, because it Okay, you answered it with a very personal story, which is completely opposite from maybe what we were expecting, and of course we respect that. So his question was regards to swapping from Abu Dhabi to Victory. Powerboat Racing World has been helping us to set up this channel and to speak with powerboat racers and providing us with a lot of questions. So he has done a good job. But we just saw the race in China, Alex, and you explained it as even better than winning the World Championship.
Yeah.
The next day, not so much, maybe.
I was close.
Let's have a look at this one.
Back and. As we were trying to see the boat as we get back, and now we're going back. The green flag has come back. Oh no! What a shame! Oh my!
CARELLA, Steve.
Is that Alex CARELLA, the Italian? Oh, what a shame! Alex CARELLA, who was trying to catch. That was his one opportunity to close the gap on Torrente. Always a restart, so very, very important. And CARELLA blew it over in a spectacular fashion, as we saw yesterday in qualifying with Philippe Chappe. But Alex CARELLA, as we talked about how everything was going good, and we get a chance now to see the replay one more time. There you see it. He lost it completely. It goes over 1.5 times and then stuffs it at the end and then barrel rolls. So he not only flew. Now watch. Here he goes as he comes off on the right side of your picture. And he launches off. He does 1.5 barrel rolls coming now at the end after he blew.
So how do you explain that one?
Almost.
You almost made it.
I mean, like I said before, was long time I was not staying in front of all the field. I mean, that day was really, I think, more than 50-kilometer wind, and okay, Manuela gave me really a perfect green flag, and I jumped really quickly close to Sean, and I see the chance to pass him, and after a small wave, and I didn't calculate really well what was going on, and upside down. But okay, I mean, it was a mistake, but in the end, who is not fighting for the first when you see the first so close? I mean, I think everybody try. I mean,
you already smelled victory the day before.
Yeah, sure. I wanted the second one. I mean, I could stay second and finish a great weekend with one first and one second. But you know, there is moment that you want more, and for yourself. And I try. And if I was not flying, maybe I was passing Sean. But I fly, and Sean win the race, and me, I got wet.
What did Scott say?
No, Scotty told me one nice thing, but for chase for one victory is okay to fly. I mean, if I was behind, make mistake behind is another thing. But when you are there and you are chasing for a victory, you can take more risk than normal. I mean, if I was lucky, maybe I was first. The next boy, I was not, and that's it.
That's it.
At least I try. I never stop trying. I mean, it's our life.
Tell us a little bit about the plans now for the Gilman Racing Team. We have seen on the net that you are going to team up with the American, Greg Foster, and it's a very strong driver's package. He is also racing a DSC. What more can you tell us?
We have the all ready for race in Saudi, and we send all in Saudi with a new container. We set up everything. Everything is ready to race. Okay, we Jasper, with Foster will be teammate, but okay, we will have Mia will have my side, he will have his side. So we are done, and now just waiting for if something moving during the year. I will hope at the end of the year to make some race and see our potential, and let's try something new. And okay, we will try with testing, but we are racer. We want to race, and we can wait to race.
Yeah, Nena Sunde, the daughter of Rolf, she says good luck for the season to the both of you when it will all start up again. Do you have any idea when it will start?
No, for the moment we have no idea. We just know that container is coming back next week, end of next week, but no news about when he's starting, if he's starting, where or which date. I'm sure that knowing Nicolò is doing for sure something to make something happen at the end of the year, but we never know what's going on here when we can restart traveling free and whatever. So this is.
Has the government said anything about when you can start to travel?
No, let's say in the summer for sure we will able to start traveling, but we don't know the date. I mean, Formula One car they will restart I heard in August in Europe. So I mean, if they will be able to travel, so also us we will able to travel now.
Yeah.
Let's see which place where we can go to do what we can do. What's 1, 2, 3 race, whatever we find for us will be good, just racing and not miss 1 year completely.
We discussed with Erik Stark actually here the other day about the possibility. We know Formula One is now going to race with no spectators.
Yes.
What is your idea about this one? What do you think? Should we race without spectators? And
yeah, just racing. I mean,
for you, it's the same.
I don't care about spectator. I mean, I just care to put my boat in the water and go racing. I mean, who cares about spectator? I mean, we like the race like Portimao when you have millions of spectators, but in this situation for us is the first thing is racing, and the spectator is they will watch on TV. I mean, and but for us it's coming long now. The end of the year or maybe start of next year, so we really don't know.
And the Formula One H2O is making a beautiful program on TV. Their social media is very good, and for the fans, they can really follow their heroes anyway.
Yeah, they do what they can. I mean, now they are making watching race of the past. I mean, they're working. I mean, also them they're in lockdown. Also them they can do nothing. So I mean, all the management is Italian, so is a bit difficult for everybody now. Give answer or it's even difficult to ask something because you don't know.
A question you might know is the arrival of the four-stroke. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we discussed many times this with Scott. I know that they test already in US and was not good in the turn, so will be. I hope it's coming not really soon because we will maybe we'll take also out some driver from the field because it will be really expensive. We will have to change completely the boat, propeller, or the package, mechanic. Will be a big revolution that I don't know how many teams they can do this, and for sure the biggest team will be easier, but for the other will be really a difficult moment of the history of Formula One, and with all we have now, we have to change completely everything. I mean, this boat, will not work at all.
I understand. So you have to build new boats, new props, basically.
It will be a big budget for start, just for start, and after you don't know what will happen. I mean, and let's see, but let's see they will find something different, or I don't know. I mean, just listening what's going on around the world and what I listening that is not really good. I mean, yes, he have good speed and whatever, but for sure we cannot drive the boat like now, and the weight is too much. I don't know. I mean, two-stroke for sure is the best. When we finish there off two-stroke, will be really hard for everybody.
Alex, from the season of 2011, you won the World Championship 11, 12, 13. You were second in 14 and second in 15. You had a 5th position in 16, and you won it again in 17. And in 2010, you were 3rd. And in 2010, you were also Rookie of the Year. You came into the Formula One season in 2010, but 2009 you won the World Championship in Formula 1000. Yes. It's quite an incredible... are you sometimes tapping yourself on the shoulder and being happy about it? Or are you just continuing to move to the next one? Because what I'm reading here on this career info is that you've basically been on the podium, particularly winning all this year from 2010 onwards.
Yeah, me and one guy, like we were speaking before, different character. I mean, sometimes my mom told me, okay, you have to think what you did before, but me and one guy that I'm moving forward and forward, I don't think... Sempre avanti, yes. I don't think too much. Sometimes I have to stop, and think what I did, but I'm not this kind of people. I just keep my low profile and go forward and find something that can excite me. And for sure, all I did is for me is incredible, because I remember that I didn't even know it was possible when I started Formula One. I remember the last race with Sami that I was we was family team. I mean, my family was giving me everything for racing, and the last race, my mom remembered to me, okay, I don't know if next year we can make it because it was a lot of money. And the day after, Qatar come to me, and we signed the contract the morning after. So from there, everything changed. So it was really good. But for sure, the year with Sami, the first year was the magic one. Was really cool. I chased for the championship until Abu Dhabi. I was close to Sami after I broke the engine in Abu Dhabi, so I was out for winning the champion, but we stay first and second for all the year in the top two. Was a really good year that I will always remember.
That's a good answer. And Fix the Blue, he says, what about your crazy experience at the 24-hour Rouen a few years ago?
Yeah. When is I won one time with Philippe Sharp, and I won one time with Abu Dhabi in Formula 2, and it's one of the craziest races in this world. And, it's really fantastic race. People is crazy. The spectator is crazy. I love that race. I mean, I make like 6 or 7 times in. I will make again for sure, and I love driving the night. I always drive in the night. I was going there only for driving the night. I don't care.
Really?
Yes, it's incredible. I mean, when you are at 200 km an hour in the completely dark, especially in the way back from the pit, is like, okay, what's going on? And you just go. It's fantastic.
I happen to say OSY 400, but it's actually 01250. Thomas Mantrip is racing, so a bit faster. I'm sorry for that, Thomas. Let's see. Another question here. After break, I expected powerful. After the break, I expecting powerful racing season. Yeah, well, we all do, don't we?
Yeah, sure, Tino. Tino was my really best friend in Abu Dhabi, and really nice guy.
Fantastic. Well, I'm gonna just show a video at the end of this broadcast. It's from a Sharjah accident in 2019.
Carella loses control. He spins and rolls. Carella's boat badly damaged. His race is over.
I lose it on the right corner. I try to take it back and I ballerol and finito.
Well, you said what you did, but my question is, what's going through your mind when you understand that it's game over? It's a special moment for the racers. I know the
Yes,
feeling, but I want to try to for you to explain it.
This kind of accident is really quickly. You don't understand what's going on. I just find one hole in the yellow buoy and I turn myself around and I don't know. You can't control it. I mean, when it's done, it's done. And I was fighting between Forst and Peter Morin. I was starting back from behind because I had a problem in the Saturday, so I was pushing like crazy.
Yeah.
And I just find a hole and was not easy. It was a big bang. I mean, I broke 2 fingers off my feet. It was a big crash. I mean, not from outside, but from inside was like
Hard.
really hard. And it's the worst one, I think, this crash, because
Really?
you don't feel that you are crashing. You just
Stops.
stops and it's hard.
So now at the end of this live session, Alex Carella, 5 times world champion, he has now spent more than an hour with me, and we had a lot of good questions coming on. Just to make sure he's going to lose a lot of friends, we are going to ask the last question. Because Antonio Giocagina asked, and he's writing in Italian, he's saying, chi è il miglior meccanico? Question marks. Paulino? Question marks.
No, Paulino is really good friend, but mechanic, no, you don't even come. You have to stay like 1 meter from the engine and not even coming closer. I mean, for the rest is perfect.
For the rest is perfect. Yeah. Nicky Drummond is asking, who is the most inspiring racer you have competed against?
Now I say one thing is that maybe nobody trusts me. I mean, for sure the first one was Sami. Sami is a really good teacher. I mean, even when he see me that I was in his team, he can beat me, I can beat him. He never stopped to give me good stuff and whatever. And after started this rivalry with Sean since Qatar, and but this was one thing that pushed us to the limit. I mean, and even if we are not friends outside of the water, I think we really push ourselves one to the other to the next level this race. I mean, because it was really one war, and me, I think I learned something from him in the water. Maybe he will never say that, but maybe he learned something from me. It was really. You see, people from outside see only the bad things, but even from the worst of your enemy, you learn a lot. I mean, it's better.
That's where you learn.
Yeah, for Sean, I learned a lot of things, I think, in the water that maybe before I was not doing. I mean,
fantastic. That's a good one. Maybe not everybody believes you, but I do. Definitely, yeah. I do.
I will not say something nice about him, but
I will not say.
But I'm sure, like if I was one day, I will work with like Jonas. I will learn from it because we have 2 different styles of driving. I mean, it's nice to have big drivers in the team because. You always learn. I mean, you never stop to learn, even if you win 5, 10, 11 world champions. There is someone is coming and beat you in 1 second. So yeah. I always try to learn to what was close to me.
Nikki has another question. She says, of the young racers in our sport, who do you think is the one to watch for the future? Do you have a driver you say, that kid can be really good?
Let's say now, I mean, in Europe, I don't look too much. There is not much racing. I mean, I just see the Formula 4 driver coming racing with the Formula One World Championship in the tour. So I don't know. There is many good drivers. The only thing I see that is wrong now, that many drivers that is coming in the tour with Formula 4, they make the mistake. They go to Formula 4 to Formula 1, and you will never learn like people learn if you don't do your years in Formula 2, your championship. You have to come in Formula 1 when you are ready to come. Everybody, see, Jonas is coming from the Formula 2, was winning guy. Eric coming from the Formula 2, he make all, me and coming from Formula 2. If you don't make a good escalation from the category, you just want the Formula 1 because you have the money, and you go racing Formula 1 just for, you will never, I think, be one of the top drivers. And for the moment, there is many good drivers in Formula 2, let's say, and after they coming in Formula 1, and they are good, but they are not so good like they show before. Because I think they burn too much the steps in this moment of before was more long coming in Formula 1, I think.
So the advice from the four-time Formula 1 world champion Alex Carella is that the young drivers who are sitting and watching and wanting to one day climb at the top of the sport should definitely use their time, prepare themselves properly, and take one step at a time, going through all the different categories.
Yeah, sure. For me, that's the key for becoming a champion. There is no other way. After, with money you can arrive in Formula 1 in a couple of years, but it's not that make you win a title, I think.
Okay, Alex, I'm a bit older than you, but last time you were here in Tønsberg, you raced and you won and you beat me. But the first time you were here, you were actually helping me out. And if you're not racing on the same time, would you accept a new invitation to come back to Tønsberg? I might need a mechanic.
To you always. I remember with Vito, we enjoy a lot. I remember all the time. Yeah, sure, no problem.
Perfect. Alex, it has been a wonderful evening talking to you, listening to your steps going from the T400, T400S, your way through the Formula 1000, where you eventually ended up winning the World Championship, your inspiration to go via Formula 2 to actually end up and race for all the different Formula 1 teams. I don't hope we have upset too many drivers and too many teams tonight, but it has been a pleasure to follow you, Alex, and we will continue to follow you, and we can only wish you a speedy recovery back to the race boat. Let's hope that's going to be sooner rather than later.
Yeah, thank you very much. I hope really soon.
Thank you very much to all the fans and followers who has been with us. Next Sunday, I'm actually going to speak to Alex Carella's team manager, Mr. Scott Gilman. That one you didn't know, huh?
Yeah.
Let's hear what he has to say. Thank you very much. Ciao to everyone.